Hi guys. Hopefully you all have your homework out and complete. This is going to be one of those homework assignments where I'm not collecting it. It's just for your benefit. So no need to stress about a grade, but if you did not do it, then I would suggest you still have it out as I go over it so that you can have all of this information for a later time. Okay? So everyone should have it out whether it's complete or not. We're just going to start with, hopefully you read the lesson summary. I'm not going to read it out loud to you. You guys are all big boys and you can read for yourselves. So we'll just start with these true false questions down at the bottom of the first page. So photosystems are clusters of chlorophylls and proteins. We're going to determine if it's true or false, and then they change the underlying part if needed. Well, photosystems are clusters of proteins and chlorophyll and thylakoid membranes. It's right there in the reading, so that would be true. The light-dependent reactions, or light reactions, begin when photosystem 1 absorbs light. We talked about this in class last time, that one of the confusing parts about the light reactions is that photosystem 2 comes before photosystem 1. And photosystem 2 takes in sunlight, and the electrons get energized and they leap up to a higher energy state. And when they do that, they leave the photosystem, and the photosystem doesn't like that. It doesn't like not having electrons. And so where does it pull those electrons from? Pulls them from water. That is a true statement. ATP is a product of photosystem 1. No, ATP is the product of photosystem 2. The product of photosystem 1 is NADPH. That cargo truck, electron carrier molecule. And then ATP and NADPH are two types of blank carriers, protein carriers. No, those are energy carriers. So hopefully that first part was fairly simple for you. This part probably took a little bit longer because I asked for full, complete answers. How does ATP synthase produce ATP? This is review from our last unit on respiration. Whether it's respiration we're talking about or photosynthesis we're talking about, the ATP is made the same way, okay? The electron transport chain provides energy to proton pumps. Let me just try to make my pencil a little thinner here. Make it a little smaller. Okay. So the electron transport chain provides energy to the proton pumps, which move protons across the membrane to make a concentration gradient. Once that happens, the protons will diffuse through ATP synthase in the process of chemiosmosis. So that's how ATP is made, whether it's respiration or photosynthesis. The protons diffuse through ATP synthase. ATP synthase spins. It forces ADP together with P, making ATP. That is the process of chemiosmosis. When sunlight excites electrons in chlorophyll, how do the electrons change? Well, they're absorbing energy, so they jump to a higher energy level. And by jump, we literally mean jump, because they leave the photosystem and go up to the electron receptor at a higher energy level in order for it to start going through the electron transport chain. Where do the light-dependent reactions take place? Thylakoid membrane. So remember, we talked about in respiration, the processes start in the matrix and then they go into the inner membrane. In photosynthesis, it's the exact opposite. The process starts in the thylakoid membrane and then we'll move out to the stroma. So, the summary of the light-dependent reactions, the light reactions taking place in the thylakoid membrane. This was from page 122 in your textbook. It's also from your notes because we talked about this all last class. What I'm going to do, we'll go through the summary and I'm just going to highlight a couple particular points because you guys know that when we're done going over this homework, you have a short quiz on the light reactions as well as leaf structure and the electromagnetic spectrum. So, going through each part of the light-dependent reactions, we start, remember, with photosystem 2. That's first in the process. So, photosystem 2 absorbs sunlight. And remember that it's absorbing different wavelengths of sunlight. So, the ones that it absorbs, it gets that energy. The ones that it does not absorb, they get reflected. That's why plants are green. So the photosystem 2, they absorb sunlight and gives that energy to electrons. Now the electrons have the energy, so this is where they jump to a higher energy state. Once the electrons leave photosystem 2, remember photosystem 2 does not like to be without electrons. It needs them, it wants them, it is very attracted to them, which means that the photosystem is going to be able to replace those electrons. I'm just going to write PS2, replaces those electrons by splitting water. That is the part where water is used in photosynthesis. It's right at the beginning. Photosystem 2 loses its electrons. It needs to get more. It pulls those electrons from water. And as a result, when the water splits, just as a side note, that's where oxygen is made and released as waste. Now those electrons from photosystem 2 are at a higher energy state. Now they go through the electron transport chain where they fall and lose their energy. Energy is used to power the proton pumps. And they'll move protons into the lumen inside the thylakoid. So remember, it's just the opposite direction that it was in respiration. So in respiration, the proton pumps were taking protons from the matrix and pumping them into the intermembrane space. This time it's just going the opposite. It's pumping them from the stroma into the lumen. And then I'm going to go down to hydrogen ion movement and ATP formation because it's a direct result of electrons pumping the protons into the lumen. So there's a concentration gradient of protons high in the lumen and protons, because it wants to even out that concentration gradient. That's the natural order of things, which means that protons are going to try to get back through the thylakoid membrane, but they can't because the membrane is made of phospholipids and it's nonpolar. So the protons are going to diffuse through their first available spot, which is ATP synthase. And that is the process of chemiosmosis, which makes ATP. So the electron transport chain powers the pumps, which makes the concentration gradient, which allows chemiosmosis to work. Once the electrons are done going through the electron transport chain, remember they've given up all of their energy now, okay? So the electrons from the electron transport chain are going to replace the electrons in photosystem 1. Photosystem 2, the electrons are replaced by splitting water. Photosystem 1, the electrons are replaced from the electron transport chain. So now, again, it's another photosystem. The photosystem absorbs sunlight with its pigments. And gives the energy to electrons. Replaces electrons from electron transport chain. This time there's no electron transport chain that comes after photosystem 1. You have these high energy electrons, and those electrons are picked up by one of those cargo chucks. In this case, it's NADP. And once it's reduced by picking up the electrons, it becomes NADPH. Now we're gonna review all of that again with the notes, make sure that like we go through it all again step by step, but that's what happens in the light dependent reactions. So go ahead and put everything away. Again, I'm not going to be collecting that homework. You're going to put everything away and get ready for your short quiz, which will take, it shouldn't take more than 15 minutes, but I'm going to give you 20 just to be nice. Okay. And I will see you soon.